actually starting, and boy oh boy, we are live yet again on Monday night here in beautiful Australia. Well, some of us are in Australia, some of us have decided to leave the God's own country and move away somewhere else, of course. So that's we all know who that person is. Now, Paul was our regular panel member, was on the panel just a few minutes ago, but he's just disappeared somewhere into the internet land. Not sure where he is. So right now we have Conchetta, one of our regular panelists. Happy Monday to you, Conchetta. How are you going?
Thank you. I'm going fabulous. Happy Monday to you, Keith, and to you, NG. Lovely.
Fantastic. Great. Yes, it is. It's NG, ex-Brisbane person, now residing in sunny Thailand. Whereabouts are you, mate? You're floating around like one of those bamboo canoes up and down the river system.
Yeah, mate. I'm in Chiang Mai, Thailand. So it's up the north, I guess northwest of Thailand, and about an hour from Bangkok. And yeah, love it here. Nice and sunny, just like Brisbane.
Brisbane, is it? Yeah. Is it? I guess you got the humidity now. It's October, end of October, coming into summertime for Asia and Australia, New Zealand. So things starting to hot up for you, mate. You get a wet season, you know, if they get a wet season there, just out of interest.
Yeah, wet season was in July, and now actually, surprisingly, it's hot this week. It's been hot this week, 30 plus. But my girlfriend, she reckons that it gets cold in Thailand, and she reckons that, you know, when it gets to about 15, 20 degrees, they put on a jumper, and they think it's really cool because that's about as cool as it gets.
Wow. All right. Not cool as in, hey, I'm wearing a jumper cool, but cool as in the weather.
Yeah, they think that's cold.
So your wardrobe now, just by looking at you, mate, back in Brisbane, you would have been shirts and polo hoodies and all the rest. You've just got 2 singlets and 3 T-shirts, and that's your wardrobe, is it? Is that about right, mate?
Yep, that's it, mate. That's how I like to keep it.
Right. Fantastic. Well, it doesn't matter, and this is a great experience that we've got you on here, NG, because you're in the middle of Asia. Conchetta and I and Paul, hopefully if he gets back on in a minute, here, we're in Australia. We're connected on 2 different continents by the internet. We've got people watching all over the world and throughout Australia and New Zealand to our Hangouts. They're all just connected by ones and zeros. That's all the way we're connected, as ones and zeros on the internet. And the mere fact that we're all involved in online businesses and we're just connected by ones and zeros, to me, being an old DJ from the 80s, plugging in wires, this is a whole new concept of communication across hundreds of thousands of kilometers. It's pretty amazing. And what's obviously happening is pretty amazing to our business that we're involved in, MyPayingAds. Now, this is the Hangout number 24 for us. So welcome to everybody. My name's Keith, if you don't already know me. I've been based in Brisbane. I've been online for about coming up almost 3 years, I guess, online with a couple of different businesses. And luckily, through Paul, who's normally on, I found MyPayingAds last year. And this business is 18 months old now. And we've had some big news yesterday about the new arm, or the new extension, the new growth of MyPayingAds. And that's MyPayingCryptoAds. And we're going to talk about that and just exactly what we feel that means. The official announcement was made by Uday yesterday. Now, there's a couple of Hangouts going to be held over the next few days. I hope to catch Uday to get him a one-on-one and with a couple other key, Tanzil or Shaf, to explain the reasoning behind the extension or the growth of the business into the cryptocurrency area. There's a couple of websites that I would like to put on, especially MPA Australia website, EP's Facebook page, that shows live feeds. And I just showed the guys here on the panel of live purchases of Bitcoin worldwide. And the amount of Bitcoins being traded in the Asia Pacific area is just unbelievable. It's non-stop Bitcoins flowing. The lot flowing into China as a power in that area. So obviously there's a huge market in this type of cryptocurrency area that's virtually untapped by certainly businesses like Up, to be specific. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But what we normally do is we start with our company stats for MyPayingAds, and it's 18 months or maybe 19 months now. With October, so that's the 10th, 7/3, 10th. Yeah, it's probably 19 months. Start of March 30th, 2015. We now have 193,779 members, which is awesome. Let's see how many joined last week. 2,836 people joined MyPayingAds last week. So that's quite staggering numbers. You know, nearly 3,000 people have made the decision to join MyPayingAds. And to date, Uday and the team have paid back to the members, paid out in profit share, $16.482 million. So nearly $16.5 million in that 19 months. Again, these are staggering amounts of money just for 18, 19 months in business. But what Uday, I believe, and we want to talk about this very shortly, is that he's found a model that he believes in, that he can grow a great business. Now he wants to expand that brand name of MPA into a niche, another niche area, cryptocurrency. Now my team, just to give you the stats, my actual Adpacks have been growing fantastically well in the last 3 or 4 weeks. I've added 3 or 4 active team members into my team. I've been doing a lot of Skype calls and telephone calls, helping them out. So that's working very well from my end. I'm up to 690 Adpacks, active ones. I'm almost going to crack the 700 this week at some stage. So I'm pumped, taking money out of the business, which is helping my lifestyle, which is what we're all here for. I'll just ask quickly, Conchetta and NG, how your Adpacks are going and how your business is going. Conchetta, how are you faring at the moment?
I'm pretty good, thank you. I've got 70 Adpacks, and I know I could have more, but there is money in there to purchase more. I've signed up a couple of international members and helping the other ones that I've got here in my group to upgrade their, primarily upgrade their processes so that they can take funds out if they wanted to.
All right,
you know,
right.
I want to get them all up to the level where they're all verified at top level if possible, so that they can, you know, use their cards to withdraw funds from their processes. So I've been working hard. Yep.
That's a very good thing, isn't it, having those debit cards to use?
Absolutely. Yes. Yep.
Now, I did a video today. Did you manage to catch my 1-minute video?
I did. Today? Thank you very much. It was lovely. Yes.
Me at the ATM again with my my coin jar card. I'm using this quite heavily. I've gone to bought my groceries with my coin jar card, my debit card. I bought some basic things like sheets and towels for a couple of the rooms and cleaning products. And today I bought a barbecue chicken with my cryptocurrency. So Uday and the team are helping me basically just live day to day at the moment by buying necessities of life. So I'm using the money I'm earning in this program to live the life that I want to live, which is fantastic. And this is helping. The debit card definitely helps to be able to load your profit share earnings from MPA into your particular processor. Now, I'm still waiting for my Payza card. I ordered that probably about 6 weeks ago. I think it can take up to 8 weeks. Have you got your Payza card, Conchetta? Have you got your Payza card yet?
I actually never applied for a Payza card. I haven't used Payza yet, even though I'm a member. I did get my PaySparks. That's the one from STP.
Oh, STP, yeah, okay, great.
It did take a while. It did take a few weeks, yes.
Hey, NG, have you got either a Payza card or a Solid Trust Pay card?
I just bought my Payza card like this week. That was 20 USD. But I've got my XAPO card. So
your Zappo. Yeah. How do you say that? Is it Zappo or?
Yeah, I got no idea. I'll just go with what you said. XAPO.
Someone said but Zappos with a Z or a Z if you're in the US. So.
Could be Zappo, yeah, Zappo. That's a shoe brand, isn't it? But I actually I did a withdrawal, and from my Zappo card. But what I did was I transferred my Bitcoin and converted it to USD, and I thought, okay, well now it's USD, I can go to an ATM and withdraw it, and then it didn't go through. So actually, it pulls it from the Bitcoin. I don't know what CoinJar does too. Does it pull it directly from the Bitcoin balance?
Yeah, it does. I move the Bitcoin I transfer it across internally in my account onto the card. I just load the card up for free.
Yeah.
And I put this in the ATM, and it's Bitcoin's coming out of my account, but it's Australian dollars coming into my pocket.
Yeah. Yes.
So so it does and I think the Pazer card and the STP card do exactly the same. That even though the money's in your STP or Pazer card in US dollars, you just take it out and it converts it to the local currency. There may be some exchange rate there with a Pazer and STP. I'm not sure, but there's definitely they charge me $2 to use the ATM here, which is quite reasonable. Normally, if you're just taking Australian money out of your Australian bank, you get charged $2.50 or $3.50. So the $2 for Bitcoin was quite good. But it gave me, as you saw in the video, which if you haven't seen, I took 500 out this afternoon, and I just tested it out. Worked really, really, very well. So we just lost Conchetta there. She must have dropped off for. She must have wanted to run down to the ATM or something. Talk about all this money. So it's just you and me, NG. So your team and MPA, how many packs have you got, just out of interest now?
This morning, actually, I hit 800. So, yeah, I'm super pumped about that. Yeah, it's another milestone. Another tick, another etch in the block. And so yeah, no, I'm pretty happy, and I noticed that it's starting to pick up. It really, like as you know too, it really starts to, when you wake up in the morning and you log into your MPA account, it's not just $50, $20, it's hundreds now. So very happy with that, actually.
Did you find it sort of started to take off a little bit at some stage, just for the people who are maybe they've got 50 packs or 60 or 80, or they're getting close to 100, then they'll go into level 2 and the $10 packs, Adpacks. Did you notice it sort of at any particular stage did it start to take off? Did you think the earnings?
Yeah, there's a lot of factors too, because I got a lot of referrals, but I would say probably around the sort of 500 mark. And I know it's different for everyone, because if you've got less referrals, but I think around the 500 mark, it really starts to pick up some steam. So yeah, it's definitely, if you want to get to 500 mark, it's definitely you'll notice it too. You'll notice it that you look into your account and you log in and you go, oh geez, you didn't expect it. And then it just starts to, really starts a motor. Sure.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. All right. That's good. So all you got to do, folks, is just keep hanging in there, keep talking to people about the business, post your results on Facebook with a disclaimer in your own Facebook page and business groups. Put a couple of videos out showing people how you're going, because people love visual effects nowadays. NG, as everyone knows, or if you don't know, he does a lot of videos. He started in the live Facebook events as well, which is always great. Gets interaction with people there. Also posting in other business groups, but other blog sites, and there's many different ways to promote the business, but you just got to show social proof of how you're going personally. Everyone's got to start at the first rung of the ladder and keep moving along. So things are things are going to start somewhere. So just keep rolling, keep doing what you got to do, and things will come along all right. Now, Conchetta, we've got you twice now.
I had a power surge and it froze the screen. So I'm back. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the live one. The other one's not moving.
It's dead.
Okay, I'll just eject you. I'll eject you. Yeah, I've just got rid of you. It's all right. I've ejected you. Well, this is awesome. This is awesome. Now, this is fantastic. Hey, if you're listening, folks, we obviously are. We're all learning about the internet, and this is a prime example. We're learning how to make money on the internet. We're learning the opportunities of being able to interact via Facebook pages, via Hangouts like this. And this is exciting. I reckon this is fun because we're learning stuff all the time. Whatever reason, Conchetta dropped out there. Paul's dropped off the planet. I don't know where Paul's gone. He's probably gone for another round of night golf because it's 7:20 at night here. So he's probably thought, nah, enough of this hangout. I'm going to knock some golf balls because he plays golf 3 days a week. He's like full internet marketer, plays golf 3 days a week. So he's probably thought, oh, forget about this technology thing. I'm just going to knock some golf balls into the spotlights. So fantastic. Now let's talk about the news of MPCA, MyPayingCryptoAds. Now, obviously, Uday, I haven't spoken to him at length about his decision to start the new business, which I'm not sure exactly when it's going to start coming up in the next few days or week, or what timetable he's got. But having read his post, which I hope everyone here has, you have to read it 3 or 4 times to get the feel of what he's trying to do. What I believe he's saying, and I'll give my opinion on it, and then Conchetta, if you'd like to give your opinion, and NG, give your opinion as well, what you think and feel about this decision. We have Bitcoin already in MyPayingAds. But what we have to do in my case, I have Australian dollars that I have in my bank. I've joined CoinJar, so I move Australian dollars into Bitcoin. They get transferred. I pay a bit of a fee and a transfer fee of the Australian dollar going to the Bitcoin currency. Then we move the Bitcoin into MPA. It doesn't cost anything. But then the earning in US dollars in MyPayingAds, then when we come out, the rate of Bitcoin could be a little bit different. Then it goes back to CoinJar, my Bitcoin company, and then I move it back to Australian dollars. So there's a lot of steps of different currencies, and there's a lot of variation there. So and cryptocurrency is taking a massive foothold in the world, massive. When did, you're knowledgeable on the start, NG, when did Bitcoin start? What was the starting year without me having to Google it? 2008?
Yeah, 2008, yep.
Okay, so it's coming up 8 years. Some of the banks in Australia here are starting to think of this as a mainstream option. So I think Uday's had a look over the last 5 months and said there's an opportunity in the cryptocurrency world. We'll start with Bitcoin, then there's Ethereum, and there's 2 or 3 other cryptocurrencies that are taking footholds as well. Now, we're not talking about these companies who set up programs on the back of cryptocurrencies as in the Bitcoin. So there's a number of companies that have started multi-level marketing businesses off the back of that. This is dealing just directly in the currency itself. And the market is absolutely massive for companies who are just dealing in Bitcoin, and that's it. They don't deal in US dollars or euros or pesos or any other foreign currency from around the world in different countries. They're using Bitcoin because it's a decentralized currency. It's not run by banks and their fees and charges and delays and add-ons that they put on. At the banks, there's 4 major banks in Australia. They make billions of dollars of profit every year. Billions. It's staggering the amount of money. Australia's only got 23 million people, so imagine what these major banks in like the US and Europe are making with their transaction fees with large populations, larger than Australia. So I think Uday has identified a target area of cryptocurrencies in a niche of online advertising to run a program where you can buy Adpacks directly from Bitcoin, earn those Adpacks in Bitcoin, and take Bitcoin straight back out. So it's a seamless Bitcoin in and out. And the second thing is that the opportunity for companies that use Bitcoin and have programs around Bitcoin to advertise their products on the NPCA platform, the crypto ads platform, I think is untapped, and that's why he's seen an opportunity to grow the MPA brand we have now, which is very, very strong, then add to it with MPCA, and this will push both brands up and build a stronger unit overall. One's not going to take over one is just going to grow. MPA is just growing so strong now, and then MPCA will come up and be a sister partnership with the main MPA. So that's my sort of rough feelings on it, of how I've understood his notes and what he's saying. Conchetta, I know yet we haven't had much time to absorb the announcement. We haven't really heard from Uday in the voice, which I want to do in the next few days. What's your take on what's happened with MyPayingCryptoAds?
Okay. I was looking forward to the announcement. I'm thinking that's great news. I read it, I think last night or this morning, I can't remember. But I think it's the way to go. In everything that's just about virtual, that is the way to go. And I congratulate, Uday for actually seeing the opportunity and taking advantage of it, because I'm sure, the banks have already, and they're noticing this is the trend. And I'm still trying to get my head around it, because I've only just been introduced to Bitcoin recently, and I haven't really looked into it much, but I am wanting myself to go that way too. I mean, if we can cut down on some of the fees and transfer quicker, and if it makes it easier for everybody, so that they can take their funds out. This is my mantra. Because we need money to survive on. We need money to pay the bills. We need, and I've seen that with you already in your videos, Keith, and that's awesome, because that's what we need to see, that you can actually take money out of the ATM. So yeah, I say go for it. I think that's wonderful. I'll be joining up.
Uday's such a smart operator as far as his knowledge of this business and his knowledge of numbers, and he's put a ceiling on different things in MPA. He's seen an opportunity with cryptocurrency, that there's an untapped market of advertisers out there, and that's what he's aiming for, the advertisers in these cryptocurrency businesses that are looking for an outlet where it's specifically targeted for their niche, so they can advertise their businesses within other businesses of their niche. It's really exciting, and that's why I'm really looking forward to talking to Uday, and just I'm really going to drill the questions at him to say, why did he make this decision? Because a lot of people said, well, hang on, what has he done this for? What's the rationale behind it? Uday doesn't make decisions lightly, folks. This gets completely real. He's running a fantastic business, but all great business owners, and I think I've talked to you today, NG, about Virgin and Richard Branson. Was that you who I was chatting to about that?
Yeah, Keithy. Yeah.
Well, you give me your rundown now, because we did talk earlier in the day, and that was a great example that a billionaire like him he'll set up one fantastic business, and then he'll grow his brand. Everybody on the planet knows Virgin. There's Virgin Mobile, there's Virgin Planes, there's Virgin Money, there's Virgin everything.
Exactly.
So what's your take on NPCA?
There's a couple of things that I think we need to really think about, because it's what's gonna take MPA to the next level. First of all, it's another platform that is going to help MPA. Everyone knows that, right? But I think, see, Uday, he's very smart, because he obviously runs a rev share, right? And the information that he knows that is coming into MPA, only he knows that, because how many people run a rev share that knows that millions of dollars are coming in, and he can see fluctuations and the data, because that's what he does. He's a numbers man. He can see what's going on, and he can focus on trends. So now he sees that, holy, you know, Bitcoin is, all this Bitcoin is coming in. He knows where it's coming from, right? And it's just like the Apple, like, you know, just when Steve Jobs brought out like a, you know, iPhone, right? When he brought out the iPhone 3 or whatever, the first model of what it was, you know, we were all going to small iPhones. Now we all went to the big flat, you know, the bigger type screen and everything. And then when he introduced the iPhone, it brought out basically a whole new industry of people that were, you know, trying to make iPhone covers, you know, trying to make gadgets to do with iPhone. So it brought out a whole new industry. And that's where Uday, he's on the front of that. Like, he already sees that emerging, right? And now what he's doing is he sees that trend happening. And once you're in the beginning of a trend, you can get in front of it, and you can basically, you know, make the most of that trend, and you can make a lot of money from it. So that's what he's realizing now, and he's spotting these trends that only he knows, because obviously he runs the rev share, and he sees that crypto is a massive opportunity. Let's get in front of, you know, these billions of people over in China, India, Russia, Nigeria. Let's make a platform that just runs solely on crypto. You might introduce other, well, at the moment it's Bitcoin. And then, you know, we can get all those people basically to, you know, touch those markets. But it's not like they have to go to the bank, they have to exchange money, they have to get a Payzar account, they have to get approved by the bank. Then, you know, hopefully the bank will let them get an account, and then they can fund their MPA account. It's just straight up Bitcoin. Here's a Bitcoin, put it into, let's buy some advertising, let's view our ads, and then we can get a return on that. What I'm trying to say is it's so much easier for some person in Nigeria to get, you know, into I'm still trying to get my hand, MPACA, you know, and that's yeah, say that fast. And that's what I reckon, like, we're right in the beginning of something massive. And at the end of the day, I think that it's going to mean that you're going to be able to go to the ATM a lot more times, Keithy, and take your $200 out. And Conchetta, you're going to be able to, you know, go to your ATM and pull money out and pull. And I think, and with me too in Thailand, and I think that's what we all want. That's what's going to bring more stability, more longevity. And he's already ahead of the game, guys. Already ahead of the game. And cryptocurrency is emerging. So we're just, you know, we're right there before everyone else sort of figures it out.
Wow.
I think you've hit the nail on the head, mate, because what you're saying is that cryptocurrency has taken a hold now that even mainstream banks in Australia are looking at it very strongly, that he is thinking outside of the box. He's thinking of things before they happen. He's planning ahead to say, well, like you say, all that data coming in, and he's a mechanical engineer. He loves numbers, mate. He just loves numbers. He sleeps numbers. He's drinking zeros, 10s, 8s, 5s, 7s. He wakes up, he'll look at a street sign, he'll smile because he'll see numbers on it. Because they get him excited. Whereas you and I go, all right, 78th Street, what does that mean? He'll go 78, halve that, divide that by 0.59%, Bitcoins, turn that into profit, boom, boom, boom. 10 people coming. He's doing the numbers in his head, and he's saying, right, now is the time to open up a revenue share Bitcoin only. And let's, like exactly like you say, people who can't have access to mainstream banking, or that's not part of the business they want to be involved with mainstream banking, let's do Bitcoin. And MyPayingCryptoAds, NPCA, is just emerged, but it's got the backing of MPA. It's a strong revenue share program that's been tried and proven as successful, and is just paying out $16.5 million so far in 18 months. Now look at this, run by the same guy, the same model, but crypto only. We want in there, bang, we'll advertise in there. All these other markets that we would not in mainstream think about. We've been taught about Australia, the American dollar, the Australian dollar, the euro. Used to be the British pound, but now that's all the European euro. We're all focused on that. And now there's this new market here that Uday spotted and said, right, we've got to be a part of that. It's taken them 5 months to get there, though. So it's not just an overnight decision. This has been intricate planning. This is what I believe. So you brought up some valid points there. Very, very good indeed, mate. Now, Paul,
Yeah,
it's good to see you back again.
I am.
Did you just duck down to the ATM with your coin jar card to pull out a few dollars just to make sure it was working? You're away for about 10 minutes there, mate. What happened?
I was flabbergasted by the website from China. I was counting up all the numbers and the bitcoins.
Okay.
Oh,
Now, the website we're talking about, I'll put the link into the Facebook group after the Hangout. It's compelling viewing, just watching these bitcoins being moved into these different countries that are buying and selling them, and seeing how much is being generated. So your feeling, Paul, on MPCA? It's only been 24 hours, and it's very, very fresh. So we haven't all digested exactly. I haven't heard from Uday yet either. But what's your feeling on it?
Well, in the last fortnight, we've only just joined a Bitcoin company, CoinJar, where we're learning every day as we go along what Bitcoin's all about. And then this gets thrown at us today. It's just massive. It's fantastic. You know, we're excited about Bitcoin. How much more excited are we going to be now about this? On Tuesday nights to do MPACY.
You're very close, mate. MPCA. We'll have to get a song going. MPCA. Well, you're right. Purely, our team here in Australia got involved with Bitcoin on the back of one of the other admins in the MPA Facebook group, Sahel. He just uses Bitcoin only, and he lives in the UK, purely based on the fees that he pays. He doesn't want to be part of the mainstream banking where he gets charged a lot to do business. So he purely uses Bitcoin there. And I have one of my team members in the United States, and he emailed me and said, I'm joining you in your team. I'm going to put some money in, but I'm only going to use Bitcoin. So there are people already focused on this currency 12, 18 months, 2 years maybe, that it's going to explode into mainstream, and they're at the head of it, and I think Uday's realised that as well. So it is exciting. It is exciting. A few people haven't got all the information, or haven't got the knowledge. They've made an immediate knee-jerk reaction and said, oh, no, this is no good. This is no good for MPA. This is no good. They haven't even stopped to listen or read the information from Uday. They haven't heard from the owner verbally, which I want to do in the next 48 hours, of the owner of this business, of how he's running and what his vision is, and how he's come to this decision to start MPCA. And the more we understand, the more exciting we get to feel about the business. So we've done about the regular half an hour, 35 minutes. We've covered off our stats, and no question the MPA is growing. 2,800 people joined last week. That is a staggering amount of people that have joined this business. So that's not going to stop. There's millions of people that have not heard of MyPayingAds. There's even more haven't heard of MyPayingCryptoAds. But the exciting part about this whole thing is that as a niche market of online advertising profit share, we have 193,000 members. We're not even scratching the surface of people who could join our business. And people are worried if this is going to stop, or we haven't even got started, folks. People have this, get into, and sometimes I think it's a Facebook mentality, that they have 300 friends on Facebook and they hear the same banter from these 300 people all the time, and they think that's what the rest of the world is thinking. Well, think again, folks. The people you listen to are set in their ways. They've either joined a program and put their heart and soul into it and done well, or tried a little bit and maybe not done well and think, oh, well, that's a bad program. Not because of the program, but because of their own efforts, and they'll talk that talk for the rest of their days. 100% of the people you talk to, 20% of those people will be the go-getters, will show you the way, will teach you and guide you, 80% will do nothing or do a little bit or complain or ask for help, and they're not really doing it, and they want a hand up from somebody else. So just be aware of that, that the people you're talking to right now, there are many, many more thousands and millions of people standing behind them in a long line ready to knock on the MPA door that haven't even arrived yet. And once they arrive, they will get super excited about the MPA business. Then they'll get doubly excited about MPCA. So I think this year, coming up to, what is it, the 24th of October, another week will be into November, and then December. then 2016's gone skis, bye-bye, and then we're into 2017 before you know it. I said 2016 was going to be a fantastic year, and it has been. I think now, with what's happened with MPA, how it's gone in the last 6 months, and I'll just get you a final feedback from each of you as we finish off, that this year has been a really good learning curve for MPA, of growth, of Uday gaining the knowledge of how the industry is operating, getting over the PayPal issue, refunding all the seed money to all members, $3.5 million worth, everyone growing the business from March 17 onwards, nearly 200,000 members, paying out $6.5 million, and now, bang, he says, here's another opportunity to grow the business even more with the cryptocurrency side of the online advertising space. Let's go into that as well, and then let's explode into 2017. Boy, oh boy. Imagine if you're maxing out MPA and you're starting to build your business in MPCA. How great is your life going to be with one strong business and another one being built by yourself? That's what it's all about. And that's what Uday understands, multiple streams of income. He's like Richard Branson, but he doesn't have a white hair and a beard, and he doesn't fly planes. I'll ask him that question, whether he likes Richard Branson or not, if he knows, if he's read one of his books or been on one of his planes, Virgin Atlantic. Conchetta, just finishing off, your thoughts on all what we've talked about tonight?
Absolutely.